I'm really excited and happy to meet you all in today's video. Today, I'll be bringing you a short, simple exercise designed to help you develop a more natural and pleasant speaking voice. Of course, I'm not here to turn you from a duck into a swan. That would be unrealistic. But I truly believe I can help you improve your voice and become more fluent and natural in your speech in a surprising way. I promise you that I can make it happen. I will guide you through an exercise to achieve an attractive and engaging voice in this video. Before we dive into the specific exercise, I want to share a little bit about the journey that led to the creation of this method. This method is something that I came up with on my own. I haven't taken any MC classes, nor have I worked as an MC anywhere, so this method was not taught to me by anyone. Over a long period, I developed it all by myself. I want you to hear the story of how I created this method for a reason, so you can see yourself reflected in my experience. When you grasp the fundamentals of a concept clearly and distinctly, that's when you truly progress in learning a skill. You can rest assured that the method I'm sharing with you today is well tested, and I am my own first test subject. I was the guinea pig for this method, and when you look at me, I hope you'll believe that you can achieve it too. Now let me tell you the story of why I created this method. When I was younger, I was really into listening to the radio. Every time I got home from school, I would tune into the radio and listen until late at night before going to bed. I was even more hooked on it than watching TV. I absorbed it all, especially those wonderful voices on the airwaves. And I dreamed that one day I'd get to be a radio host myself, that my voice would be heard by everyone. I was super passionate about it. When I got a bit older, my dad bought a cassette recorder, which had 2 slots for cassette tapes and a record button to capture our voices. I was thrilled. I had never recorded my voice before. I popped in a blank tape and pressed the record button. The first time I heard my own voice, I was completely horrified. I couldn't understand why, after listening to all those radio shows and mimicking them, my voice sounded so terrible when I recorded it. It felt like I lost all passion for being a radio host. All my dreams and aspirations crumbled, and I was devastated. If you've experienced that kind of moment, you know how I felt. My confidence took a nosedive, and I let go of my dream of becoming a radio MC. However, after a while, as I continued to listen to the radio, that burning passion reignited in me. I played the tape back and tried recording again. It still sounded horrible, just as bad as before. That's when I started questioning why my voice sounded so awful when I recorded it. I asked my friends, "Hey, do you think my voice sounds bad?" They replied, "Well, I think your voice is normal. It's nothing special, but it doesn't sound bad." That response helped me regain a bit of my confidence, and I pressed on, asking again, "I mean, do you find it really bad?" They insisted it didn't sound bad at all. That day I went home and thought deeply about it. Why did my friend think my voice was fine while I cringed at it? After some time, I realized that when I was chatting with friends and everyone else, I spoke without focusing too much on what I was saying. The closer I felt to someone, the more I just expressed myself without considering my tone or words. But when I sat in front of a microphone, in front of a recording device, or when preparing to present something important to an audience, I began to scrutinize each word and sound I produced. I listened carefully to what I said, and I realized that this very awareness was what held me back from speaking naturally. And that, my friends, is the crux of what makes speaking feel unnatural. It's the moment we become overly conscious of our own voices while speaking. We consider it, we fear it, we disperse, and we become different people when speaking in front of an audience. And this is something that will hold you back. You will never speak naturally. So I thought about how to speak naturally, how to avoid judging my own voice when I speak. The best way is to find a method to not hear myself when I talk. It's similar to when we chat with friends. We just talk without paying attention. We are close to one another, so we are not guarded. We speak naturally, just talking without any self-judgment. But how can we achieve that? When sitting in front of a recording device, I pondered endlessly. Suddenly, one day it felt like an epiphany. I wondered, why not wear headphones and turn up the volume so high that I can no longer hear my own voice? I would be able to focus only on the music. At that point, I would start practicing speaking while the music is loud in my ears. I tried recording myself while talking and listening to the music simultaneously, and the results were surprisingly good. Using this method of wearing headphones, turning up the music loudly, and beginning to speak, I achieved a truly natural result. Once I grasped this concept, I began practicing according to this method. I was very pleased because I finally found a suitable technique for myself. I believe it can work for you too. In summary, as I've been discussing, the key lies in how we listen. We pay too much attention to our own voice while speaking, which makes us lose our natural flow. Therefore, this method of wearing headphones and playing our favorite songs at a high volume, so loud that we cannot hear our own voice, will help us overcome this. We can simply focus on feeling the music and conversing. We no longer hear ourselves talk, so there's nothing left to judge. We just keep talking. Gradually, we will get used to it, and eventually we will be able to speak naturally without needing to wear headphones or blast music. This is precisely the method I will guide you through. I have talked quite a bit now, but I want you to understand the process, the workings of this method, and how it originated so that you can resonate with it and learn more easily than if you were to practice the method outright. Now, I will move on to part 2, which is the exercise of this method. It is very simple. You will need a piece of paper or a little story. You can talk about anything you want. Place that story in front of you. In front of you, there should also be a recording device. Either a phone or a computer will suffice. We need to record it to listen to our voice later. In front of you is a story and a recording device, and choose a song that is really nice, really interesting. You will put on your headphones to listen to that song. We will turn up the headphones really loud, and we will start practicing speaking. It is really that simple. Just spend about 10 to 15 minutes each day practicing, and I assure you, this method will help you speak very naturally. You will completely forget about the awkwardness you once faced before speaking. Before we start speaking, we should take a moment to think about how we wish to read this content. Should it be in a happy tone, a sad tone, or an expressive tone? We need to clearly identify the voice we want to use. Each day, you just need to practice for around 15 minutes and try to maintain it continuously for at least 1 week. I guarantee that your naturalness in speaking will increase significantly. You will become a more engaging speaker, and that is certain. Once again, I must emphasize that I am the test subject for this method. If I could do it, there's no reason you can't either. Once you practice it once, you will feel something within yourself improving. You will gradually develop. Over time, once you are comfortable speaking, there will be a natural connection in your mind, allowing you to converse without any scripts or written words before you. You will still manage to speak fluently. That is the essence of the method I am teaching you today. I hope you can persist in practicing for 7 consecutive days, and you will notice a change in your speaking ability. Everything requires diligence, even something seemingly tied to talent like the voice. One cannot expect to articulate everything fluently and perfectly right from birth. When you have a pleasant voice and you meet clients to engage in conversation, you can easily capture their attention. If they listen attentively over time, they may be persuaded to make a purchase. Similarly, if you create a promotional video for a product and deliver your message engagingly, viewers are more likely to stick around and listen. This increases your chances of making a sale. In everyday life, when you find yourself in front of a girl or a boy, that very voice could be the key factor in winning their affection. I wish you all the best in improving your voice. And don't forget, once you've made those improvements, please comment and share your experience with me. Goodbye, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.